HOD creatives, come with me. Let's make this beautiful turban cap you're seeing right here on your screen. So if this is something you know you would love to learn, let's get right into it. But before then, please, if you have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Welcome back. So we're going to be making that turban cap you just saw on your screen, and these are the materials you're going to be using. I'm using raw silk fabric for this turban. You can use torchettes, you can use light poly, you can use doll face, you can use shiny face. But if you are using a non-stretchy fabric, you are going to be needing a strap or an elastic at the back. That's if you are using a non-stretchy fabric. But this is a stretchy fabric. You can add an handle if you like, and if you don't want, you don't have to. So this is the base of the cap. Let's get right into the measurements. I'm using just 1 yard of fabric for this. So the measurement I have here for the base, this is the base, and I have 13 inches by 12 inches. I have 13 inches by 12 inches, and I went ahead to curve the down. By now you should know how to curve the down of your turban base. So that's what I have for this. And this is the band, which is going to be a V-shaped band. So this is for the band, and this is the stretchy part. So the stretchy part, I have 16 inches by 16 inches, actually 16 inches by 16 inches. So I'm going to be pleating it, and I'm going to be making a V-shaped base. I'm going to be putting a link on the description box on how to make a V-shaped base. So I'm not going to bore you with how to make this V-shaped base. We are just going to go straight ahead on how to make the crown on it, the crown on this turban cap. So this video is not too lengthy. So the V-shaped base, I'm going to put a link in the description box on how to make a V-shaped base. So you can just click on the link and watch how to make your base. So this is for the crown. So the first this is for the handle. This is for the handle. I'm going to attach it to the base also. I like attaching handle to all my base. So this is 12 inches by 3 inches. So I'll just fold it into two, and I will sew it all the way down, bring it out, and attach it to the base. That's all for this. You also see it if you check how to make that V-shaped base. You see how I attach it. So that's for that. Now for the bowl on it, it has two bowl. So this is the first one. I'm going to also be using wadding to just make it firm inside. You can also use crinoline. That's 7 inches crinoline. You can also use it. I'm going to be using wadding here, and this is the thick wadding, the thick one. So I went ahead and measured the wadding. The measurement for the wadding is 12 inches wide, and the length is 10 inches. So it's 12 inches wide and 10 inches length. That is what I have for the wadding. Now for the fabric, let's turn it. I have 15 inches on fold. You can see it is on fold. So the fabric I folded the fabric. So if I open it up, it's going to be 30 inches. But since it's on fold, I have 15 inches on fold by 12.5 inches here, but you can make it 12 inches. You can make it 12 inches. So let's say 15 inches by 12 inches. 15 inches wide. The 15 inches is on fold. Then the length is 12 inches. That's for the first bow. Remember that the wadding and the bow is not the same length. It's not the same length. You have to add your allowance at the edge round. So that is why they are not the same length. So that's for the big bowl. And for the small bowl, I have 10 inches wide, and the length is 8 inches. 10 inches wide, and the length is 8 inches for the wadding. And for the fabric, I have 12 inches wide and 9 inches long. 12 inches wide and 9 inches long. So that is what I have. So that's for the measurement for the bow. Now for the padded parts that the bowl is sitting on, we are going to be using foam. So this is 1/2 inches foam. is half inches foam and by 3 inches length. Half inches foam by 3 inches wide. This is 3 inches wide, and the length is 29 20, okay, sorry, 30 inches. It's 30 inches. 30 inches, 3 inches by 30 inches for the foam. And the fabric we are using 7 inches by 30 inches also. So the by 30 inches also. So the why is 7 inches? Because this is 3 inches. So we are going to be inserting it inside. So we need that half inches for sewing allowance. So half inches here, making 1 inch. So that's why we're having 7 inches for the fabric. 7 inches, because 1 inch, half inches this side, half inches this side, making 1 inches. So the measurement you need for it is 7 inches. So that is all we have for the measurement. So what we are going to do is to take this to the sewing machine. You sew it all the way down. When you're done sewing, then you bring it to the right side and insert your foam inside. You just insert your foam inside. That's what we are going to be doing for this. And for this, you just take it to your sewing machine. You first iron it down. You iron it so that it can stay on the fabric. You open it up like so. So this is it. Then you iron down. You iron it down so that it stays in place. So when you're done ironing, it should have stayed in place. So you just fold it to the other side. Then you stitch round like so, like so, like so. But you're not stitching this part that is on fold. You don't need to stitch it. So just stitch like this, and this way. But you're going to leave opening here. You are going to leave like 2 inches opening. 2 or 3 inches opening. 3 inches opening is fine. You're going to leave 3 inches opening here. So you're going to bring it out from that 3 inches opening. When you're done bringing it out, you close it back. You repeat the same thing for this also. You will, let me turn, you see this shining part is where you're going to gum to your fabric. You just put it this way. Let me pin it. Okay, so you open it up. Please open it up and iron. You iron. So when you're done ironing, you fold it back and you sew. You sew the same way you sew that small one. So like so, like so. And from this part also you sew to here. From here you sew to here. You leave your 3 inches opening to bring it out. So I'm going to go ahead and do all this. And sew all this. And sew the base also. I told you I'm going to be putting the link for the base in the description box. So now be back. So I've gone ahead to sew. This is my band. And I've ironed this. Now if you don't want to iron, you can just cut your wording and just top stitch this side, top stitch this side. It will stay in place and you can still bring it out. You can still turn it without ironing it, without ironing the wording to the fabric. So I just go ahead and, okay, before turning it out, before you turn it out, cut the edges. That's just notch it this way. Just slant your scissors and notch it so that that corner will be pointing by the time you finish turning, by the time you turn it out. So I'll just turn it out. So you just arrange the corner and make sure everything is out completely. So this is what we have. So I'm just going to take it back to the sewing machine and I'll close this part, this open part. I will do the same thing for this also. I'll just close this part. So that's it for the bowl. And this I also sew, and this is where I stitch, and I turn the stitch to the back and I insert my foam. I cut out the excess foam that is popping out so that by the time I sew this, the foam will not show. So the next thing is to place it on your base. Now it's not compulsory for you to do a V-shaped base. You can do a round shape base, and you can do just that one base. So it's not compulsory it has to be pleated. It can be just the normal one base. So you just place it here at the beginning here. You pin it. So you also place this here and you pin it. So don't worry that it's budging out. It's not a problem because by the time you turn it this way to relax. So I'll just take this to a sewing machine. I'll fold it into two and I'll just stitch it all the way down. I'll just stitch from the beginning here all the way down. And I'll insert my handle, and I'm going to be inserting my handle here. I just put it somewhere here and somewhere here. So let me take this to the sewing machine and sew this, and I'll also close this. Then there's one measurement I forgot, which is this to hold the band, the bow and this together at the middle. So this is what I have, and the measurement I have here is this is 1¼ so that is 3½ inches. I cut out 3½ inches. No, I cut out 4 inches. It's actually 4 inches because I stitch it in 4 inches. So I fold it into two and I sew all the way down. That's all. And the length depends because I might still cut this out, but you can just cut 10 inches or 8 inches because by the time I'm done I'll trim out the excess. So that's the last piece I didn't remember to put. Okay, so let me sew and be back. So I've sewn. If you don't want to line it, you can just take your lighter and burn all these edges, these rough edges. You burn it so it will stop fraying. So you just burn it round. That's for the back. So this is it. So before you turn it, you make sure you run your gather stitch. Thread your needle, make your needle and thread and run your gather stitch. And you stop at the band. You stop at the band. If you can go back again, just to secure your thread. So this is what we have. So for the handle, I did not fix the handle again. The cap is tight enough, so I did not fix the handle. So the next is to take your bow, place it on each other this way. And then you make your bow. You can make it separately and you can make it together. Depends on what you want. But I'm making it together. So you just pass your thread. I need to. So I'm making the bow separately. I made this. So you just fold and you tack. So that my needle will not break again. So I have to make it separately. So the next thing is to place it on each other, and I'll tack together. So you see that you tack, or you just tie it at the middle together like this. So anyone is fine. So the next thing is to place it on your mannequin. So you place it on the mannequin. And you place your bowl on it to whichever side you want it to go, that the left or the right. So then you take the piece, wrap it around it, go under the band. So you wrap it. So you have something like this. So you make it tight. Let me use my pin to secure it. You use your candle gum or your needle and thread, but I'm going to be using my candle gum first before the needle and thread. I'm going to gum it first. So I'll just use my needle, my thread, my pin to secure it here. Then I'll cut out the excess. You know, I told you. So this rough edges, you're just going to tuck it in and you gum down. So that's all for the back. Then you arrange your turban. So this part, you tack it down. You also tack this other side down. You see, you tack this side down, you tack this side down, but this up part, you just leave it like that. And guys, we are done. So this is our finished look. So this part, you don't need to tack it to the base, so that if you want to wear it, you can just move it to the back, wear your turban, then bring this on it and arrange it on your head. You don't need to tack it down to the base. You don't have to. So just tack this down to these padded parts, tack it down to the pad parts, tack the other side to the pad parts, and you are good to go. And just leave it this way. When it's on the head, it will stay, it will not move, as long as you follow that measurement we use. So this is what we have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.